And honestly, that's not fair. At that point, you just gotta ask yourself, then why is she there? Why make her? Why keep her around? Why not just make her like Ino or what you all did to Lee? I mean, Lee was supposed to die against the bone guy, Kimimaru. But he stuck around. He did absolutely nothing for that entire time, but he stuck around. Why didn't they just do like with Lee? Just push her to the side. Don't put her in the story anymore. But no, they kept putting her there. They kept putting her in the forefront and humiliating her. And I don't think that's fair. So what I want to do is I want to look at her character. I want to look at everything that she has done and accomplished. And I want to see if maybe me and my pretentiousness can do it better. I'll be honest, I am no writer. I have no skills. I have never taken a single class of writing. I am just an idiot with a phone and a lot of ideas. I have always prided myself on creativity. I've always tried to show creative freedom and to inspire that in others. I've actually even tried starting a book series, trying to see how far I could take it. If you're interested, I think I'll put the link in the description if I decide to post it immediately or later. I don't know. It's still, I'm still working that part out. But it's basically a book it's inspired by My Hero Academia, sort of like a fanfic, but it doesn't involve any of the main characters. It's just in the same universe. Totally separate islands, so trust me, you won't even meet a single person that you actually know, probably just a few fun Easter eggs. The general idea of it is that these kids that are bank robbers, they are crooks, and they're trying to prove themselves in the criminal world and save their friend who is in heavy debt with a powerful gang. You see, the whole island is run by gangsters. It's mostly peaceful because the main gangsters, they are closer to what Yakuza are, rather than, regular thugs. So, if you want to give that a read, go right ahead. I would appreciate it. Okay, now, background. Who is Sakura Haruno? For the uninitiated, I have no idea how the heck you cannot be initiated. But, alright, for the uninitiated, Sakura Haruno is a kunoichi in Konoha. She has lived in the Hidden Leaf Village her entire life, and she's always aspired to be a ninja. She, in the early years, I'll be honest, she was quite irritating. She was very bratty, like a typical 12-year-old girl who's love-struck by the local hot boy. But she had her merits. In times of need, she did actually stand her ground. For example, in the first fight that they were together, Team 7. Unlike Naruto, who was struck with fear, she actually stood her ground and tried her best to protect their client. And I'll be honest, I was actually quite impressed by that. I didn't expect them to go that route. I'll be honest, for a long time, I thought that Fairy Tail was the only anime that took their women seriously. Look, it was my first couple of years, okay? We all had our low points. But anyway, I was actually quite impressed by what she was doing. And even throughout the entire arc, she not once did she really falter. Even Sasuke faltered at some point, but she stood her ground, and I was actually quite looking forward to seeing what else she could do, thinking, maybe she's going to be like, the older sister of the group, the one that everyone comes to when there's a problem. You know what, we'll get to the edits later. But anyway, that's who she was initially. After a while, through tragic means, she had lost the love of her life, I guess. I still do not understand that romance, what the heck. But anyway, through unforeseen circumstances, Sasuke, her love of her life, ended up leaving the village, which caused her massive distress. She felt useless because, unlike everyone else who was capable and ready to go after him and fight him and bring him back, she was able to do absolutely nothing. And honestly, this message is driven home a lot during the first portion of Naruto, before the Shippuden arc starts. Constantly there would be a problem. Like, besides the Land of Waters section with Zabuza and Haku, she really, like, the point is driven home that she doesn't do much. She has never done much. She constantly gets pushed to the side and caves. She never is at the front of the battle. She's always at the back, either protecting somebody or watching while being utterly terrified. So it ends up becoming the point of a character, of her trying to grow as a kunoichi. And unfortunately, that never really happens. I mean, it happens, but not really. It's kind of like you going to a shop asking for double sundae ice cream, and they give you ice cream, but it's more like an ice lolly, like, you know, those ice pops. So yeah, it's a kind of ice cream, but it's not really ice cream, is it? Like, you got something cold and it's made of water and sometimes a little bit of milk and chocolate, but it's not really the real deal, is it? It's not the same quality. It's not what you were told you were gonna get. I'm looking at you, Mandalorian. Anyway, I digress. You see, that was the whole point of her character, but that never really happened. She grew, like, after the time skip, she grew a lot. She grew a lot. But she actually ended up becoming quite strong. She was constantly at the front of the battle, helping Naruto and everyone else out. She never really got in the way. That's one thing that I am genuinely glad about. But she never really helped. It's kind of like if you have an army and you have a bunch of soldiers that are the decoy. They're busy taking care of this little portion of soldiers while you are the one busy taking care of the main guy. She never had a portion that was her own. She never had a fight that was just hers and hers alone. It was her personal battle. Everybody else got one, except Ino. No, Ino got one too. I mean, it wasn't directly hers, but it was her team's.